With that, let's welcome in our panelist. Ivana Stradner joins us, Russian Program Fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and Kurt Volker is here, former ambassador to NATO. Ambassador Volker, if I could start with you, your top-line thoughts there of Xi's comments and overall what this summit really sends a message to when it comes to the United States and its allies.
Right. Well, the actual words that President Xi Jinping said are fine. It's that you have to look underneath the words to see what is really happening. China has an authoritarian society, deeply authoritarian. It has aggressive intentions toward Taiwan and others, including territory of Philippines and Vietnam. Russia has launched this massive war against Ukraine. And this is an alignment of countries against the United States and its values of freedom, democracy, market economy, rule of law. So while he says one thing, they are in fact doing another and accusing the U.S. of doing the very things that they are doing. What's troubling about this summit, the most important troubling thing, is the presence of Indian President Modi, because India doesn't have natural alignment with China. It should be developing a much closer relationship with the United States. And unfortunately, because of tariffs and other things, we have actually pushed India away in the past few months. We need to recover that relationship.
Modi had been tweeting out earlier today photographs of his meetup with Putin, and he seemed to view that in a very positive lens. I wanted to share this CNN article. It's focusing in on the summit here, and we'll see, Ivana, if it aligns with your thinking too. Titled this, "Xi and Putin stand shoulder to shoulder as China casts itself an alternative global leader." Goes on to say observers say that Xi sees the gathering and a massive military parade that he'll host on Wednesday in Beijing, expected to be attended by Putin, North Korea's Kim Jong-un, as well as some 24 other leaders, as a critically timed diplomatic push. What concerns you about all these world leaders gathering together at a time when the war between Russia and Ukraine is ongoing?
The most concerning thing to me is that many people in the West still do not understand that the war in Ukraine is not only about Ukraine. Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea want to rewrite a global order. They want to create something that is called a multipolar world, and then American leadership. Our center of gravity is our alliance. And that's something that all those authoritarian countries have been trying to break for a very long time. So the sooner we understand that this axis of aggressors are building also a coalition of a willing states in the global south, tells us truly all we need to know, that we have to act sooner rather than later, because they're definitely trying to reshape the global order.
What kind of impact, Ambassador Volker, could India's partnership with Russia have on this war when it comes to financial incentives for the Russians to keep fighting?
Yeah, Russia depends on sales of oil and also gas in order to bring in revenue to pay for its state budget and in turn to pay for its war against Ukraine. And India has gone from a small percentage, just a couple fraction, single digits percentages of its oil that it buys from Russia, up to 30 to 40% of its oil supply coming from Russia. This is a massive inflow of revenue to Russia, which it is using to kill Ukrainians. So India is doing this purely for simple profit motives. It can buy the oil cheaply, reprocess it, and sell it. But this is actually harming the global order, as Ivana was just saying, and it is empowering Vladimir Putin. The U.S. and India should be able to find strategic partnership to build India's economy and a U.S.-India economic relationship very, very successfully. And we have temporarily, I believe, cast that aside. That is a problem for all of the things that Ivana just described.
The deadline, though, for Putin to come to the negotiating table is either today or in the very near future here, and the war continues on. And so, Ivana, these efforts by U.S. negotiators, including presidential envoy Steve Witkoff, continue. Reports were just last week he was meeting with Ukrainian officials in New York, although we don't have any additional details as to how those meetings went. Clearly, it hasn't made an official difference. But is there something going on behind the scenes that perhaps is progressing towards peace that the vast public might not be aware of?
I don't know what is going on behind the scenes, but I do know what the Russian media is saying because they don't hide their intentions. And they are neither willing nor ready for negotiations in good faith. They're truly just buying more time and making sure that we eventually give up so Putin can continue his quest. And as Ambassador just mentioned earlier, Russia is gathering its allies and getting more money from them, whether through energy sales, whether through weapons sales. So Putin has his own ways how he can continue his quest. But we also have our cards. Two things. Number one, very severe sanctions on countries that cooperate with Russia and on Russia itself. And the second thing is the most important security guarantee for the West is actually strong Ukrainian military. So the sooner we help our European allies to buy more weapons and to deliver to Ukraine, the better.
All right. That is Ivana Stradner joining us this morning alongside former Ambassador Kurt Volker. Thank you very much for your insight. We appreciate the time.